Hey everybody, and welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're going to do an overview of these Invincible Compendiums. Hey everybody, and welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're going to look at these Invincible Compendiums. But before we do that, let me ask you to please do one thing. Please help me and subscribe. Helps me out, lets the channel grow, lets you know when I drop new videos, all that good stuff. So, Invincible. I have read maybe half of this entire series back in college, so I have not read it since then, but I decided, since the Invincible animated show was so good, and I mean that sincerely, I thought it was really good, that I wanted to read it. And I picked these up digitally, and I haven't touched them on my iPad yet, but I wanted, now that we're in the bigger man cave and I got an expansion shelf and stuff, I was like, you know what? I remember really loving this story, so why don't I pick these up in physical form? So I went and picked them all up at the same time. My poor comic book store was like, oh my God, what are you doing, dude? Bought so many books. But so let's open it up. So these are image compendiums. These are built kind of like the Spawn ones, where they don't have the covers in them, I believe. So that's a little bummer, but I mean, there is like 180 issues or something of this. There's a huge, 144 issues of this series. So I guess you would need another 50 pages to do a covers here. I think you could get away with doing like a cover gallery in the back, but I don't know. So I'm going to try and avoid spoilers because I haven't read everything, but I don't remember a lot from when I was reading it, so that's kind of it. So this is Compendium 1. Here's the spine. One thing I will say about the spines on the bookshelf that I wish they did not do is I wish they did not do the different colors. Like, I know it's his colors, yellow, blue, and white, but on the shelf, like all lined up, I wish they'd just picked like one color. Either do yellow or do blue, but just these three colors, like, it doesn't blend well. It kind of sticks out like a sore thumb because they have these large white spines, whereas most everything else is maybe like a black spine or something. Oh, I don't want to do that. So let's open up Compendium 1. I'm bending it. That's not good. So Compendium 1 has the original artist here, Cory Walker, who penciled the first 7 issues and did covers for 1 through 12, 15, and 17. And then once he leaves with issue 7, you have the phenomenal Ryan Ottley, who provides all the covers and all the art in every single issue after that of Invincible. It's kind of similar to The Walking Dead in that way. You have, these Kirkman creators, they come on for 6 issues, then they leave, and you can't remember the original creator because there's somebody who comes on after him. It just takes over the book and kind of sets it up for success after that. Oh gosh, Tony Moore created The Walking Dead with Robert Kirkman, but when I think of Walking Dead, I think of Kirkman and Charlie Adlard the same way. Now that I think of Invincible, I think of Robert Kirkman and Ryan Ottley, not necessarily Cory Walker, although he does get like credit on the top of all these compendiums, so I'm sure he's getting paid on every single one. Let's see what he's credited as. He does come back and do some more pencils and inks. Looks like he does a big story arc in Compendium 3. And 2, what does he do? Oh, he does some, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 issues in here. So it looks like every couple of years he came back to do an arc or two. But majority of it is Ryan Ottley. So we got to give Ryan Ottley the props for being the main artist on the series as it ended up just that way. And what's cool about this is if you've looked at Ryan Ottley's stuff on Amazing Spider-Man recently and you look at his stuff here, I mean, this stuff is not his style on Amazing Spider-Man. It is reminiscent, but his stuff in the later books, even like you can watch his art grow, is so, so much different. Not a ton, but look at Eve here. Here's Adam Eve. I think this is Adam Eve. And then look at her here, His style grows as he goes into the book. And he's a phenomenal artist by the time you get to probably Compendium 2, if not 3. But it's just got everything in here. So let's look at, here's the credits page. Oh, this does have a cover. Issue 1, okay. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these do have covers. Issue 2. Hey, I'm wrong. Hey, look at that. It does have the covers. That's nice. I wish I would have picked up the Spawn Compendiums, I think, if they had the covers. But they kind of made such a big deal about them not having the covers that I did not want to pick it up. All right, this does have the covers. That's nice. And it lets you know which issue you're reading. I know the Spawn Compendium, I've seen some other overviews of those two, just says like in the corner they added text like chapter so-and-so. And you just kind of read through it and you don't even know where like a good stopping point is. But here, we've got a good break in between all the issues, I guess, with these white pages and stuff. So that's nice. Got a little white page on every issue. So yeah. So if you're watching the Invincible series and you're thinking this does like the first 12, 13 issues of the series, you might be right, but you're also wrong because we saw this alien plot set up. We saw, what's this guy's name? I don't know if it's Brick or Block or whatever. He was introduced in the first episodes of the series. Lots of stuff to see what's different, what's changed, what the original intent was. Here's the Vultramites here. And yeah, this is fun. Frank Cho cover with Adam Eve. I don't think this collects any of the spin-offs though. I think it's just the main Invincible series. So I think you can read it all the way through without jumping into one of the spin-offs, but this is a dense book. Like this is going to take you a while to read. Simply because Kirkman is a wordy bitch. Like, look at all these words. Oh my gosh. This is not like The Walking Dead. For me, reading an issue of that takes not that long, maybe because the art's a little bit simpler in terms of style, but there's usually sometimes not a whole lot of dialogue, but I think I remember Invincible. There's so much action, so much dialogue. It is a superhero story, but it is a lot of fun. So if you don't know, if you haven't watched Invincible, the main conceit is that you have Mark Grayson, our hero here. He learns he has powers, or he knows he has powers in the beginning of the book. And his dad, in the first couple of issues, is like this world's Superman. And there's a whole bunch of like Superman, Batman, analog characters, some of them who live, some of them who die. The fun part about Invincible is knowing all those regular superhero tropes that you've seen in movies or cartoons or just reading books for a long, long time, and seeing how they take that archetype and twist it on its head, or make one guy good, make one guy bad, and just doing different things. It's also a very, I think it's a realistic take on superheroes. The violence is real. People getting punched a lot tend to bleed a lot. And you'll see that here with all this blood. I don't remember a lot of nudity or anything, so hopefully they'll get in trouble flipping through this. But there is a lot of blood and guts and gore. That looks like Michael Avon Omen guesting there. So it's a realistic take on superheroes. Here's a little insert. Don't know what that's from. Beautiful. But I gotta say, look at this 2-page spread though. This book lays out beautifully, this big compendium. That is nice to lay out. And you'll see this image. This is like a big promotional image I think you've seen a lot in terms of this animated series and all that kind of stuff. They probably tried to ape this in the first couple episodes, I would guess. But so yeah, he becomes a superhero. Oh, look at this stuff. This was in the first this whole storyline was in the first season of the Invincible animated show. So it's way back here in the back. So they're definitely moving things up in the animated show that Kirkman introduced later on. But Kirkman is writing the animated show, so it's interesting that he's pulling things from later on and pulling them up to give you more content. So it's not exactly following it issue by issue, and I think that's a cool little thing. So I'm excited to read this all the way through and discover the entire story of Invincible for myself. I think I got through issue maybe 50 or 60. So I know I've read all of this first compendium before. Let's jump into the second one. I think I got to where he changes his suit. Because he does change his suit in the middle of, I think, this one. He goes to this black and blue outfit. There's a little brother that gets introduced, and I think he gets powers as well. So that's cool. But yeah, you can definitely see like the coloring's been upgraded. Ryan Otley's art gets, I would say an upgrade as he grows as an artist and finds his style. So it's gonna be a fun read to read all this stuff all the way through. So I'm excited. Yeah, there's some gore there. But yeah, these pages are nice. They're not quite glossy, but they're a little bit more matte, but they're thick, like I feel like this is going to stand up to the test of time. So that's good. Got some other characters here we've seen in the show. This dinosaur we haven't seen yet. Looks like these guys. Here's the new costume, the black and blue. I think there was a reason why he did that, but I don't remember. I don't think I got this far, so I think I've not gotten to this part of the book yet. Like I said, lots of violence. That's what I liked about Invincible, is that it was ultra realistic. Someone gets punched or cut in half, you're going to see it, you're going to feel it, and Kirkman is not afraid to get rid of characters. That is one thing I do like, is that everything has stakes, everything has consequences, and you will feel those consequences as you go through. So we're getting up to issue 100 here. Here's another character in an Invincible costume. I don't know his name. I don't think I got to that part. So nothing in the back with extras or anything, just some biographies about who's doing what. Oh, FCO Placencia. He's working with Capullo and Batman and a whole bunch of DC stuff now. So phenomenal that he started out, here in this comic. He's a phenomenal colorist. That's why it looks so good. Here's Compendium 3. Again, I haven't read any of this stuff, so I'm going to flip through it very quickly. I think there was like an arc that I saw that was like titled Reboot, that I don't know if he jumps back in time and tries to like reset the world, but I think it's towards the end of this compendium, but I'm interested to see if that's the case, because if it is, that's Kirkman, and Kirkman loves his stakes. He loves his consequences. Got Mark going back to the yellow and gold, or yellow and blue suit in this volume. Adam Eve is his longtime love, so I'm not surprised here. They got together in like the first volume, so it's not really spoilers if they're still together here. But yeah, it looks like Mark grows up, and that's cool. I'm down with that. Stakes, real life. Tell me a real story. Don't give me the same thing. And that's what's unique about Invincible, is that it's all here. It's all done. It's one big, long story, one superhero epic. So you can pick it up this way. So I do know that because of the popularity of the show and these comics, like, I'm willing to bet these will all stay in print. I think I read somewhere or heard an interview with Kirkman that they were keeping all the compendiums in print, all the hardbacks in print, and the hardbacks collect, I think, 12 or 13 issues. So you can get all 12 or 13 of those to collect the entire series. There's also the smaller trades, but these for $60 to include the covers, 65, here you go, I think is a nice way to collect them if you don't mind these big, thick compendiums. They're a little heavy to read. You're not going to be able to read these like on a train. They definitely are a lap or a table book, but man, I can't wait to jump in here and read this. I wonder if I'm going to jump in and do like a break and read another book, or if I'm just going to get so into it, I'm going to read the entire thing in one stretch. Interesting to find out there. I think another interesting thing that they did not do is, line up these covers. Like, come on, this would be easy, But I guess that's Walking Dead's thing with their trades, not necessarily Invincible, so I guess you don't have to blame them. Here's all the backs. Those are all pretty much the same. A blurb in the background and a different image of Mark here. So there you have it. Yep, they're all $65. So it's not cheap to collect all these at once or read them, buy them all at once. But I definitely feel like it'll take you long enough. If you read one and you want to jump into two, you can buy it then. Read that, buy 3 then. Because I think they will stay in print for a long, long time now that the animated series got a season 2 and all that. So anyways, that's Invincible, an overview of these big, thick compendiums. Let me know how you guys collect Invincible. If you've watched the animated show, do you love it as much as I did? I thought it was fantastic, and I can't wait for more. Let me know down below in the comments what you think of Invincible and Robert Kirkman's run with Ryan Otley and Corey Walker. Down below in the comments. We'll see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.